Hello students, welcome back. So in the previous lecture we discussed about the introduction to the sand casting process. So we discussed about the various terminologies like your mold cavity, runner, riser, air vent, etc. So now we'll move on to some other thing, some other important concepts. So, one minute. So if you see the image more closely, there is a part here. This part I'm talking about. So this particular thing. So it is filled with molten metal, but this is neither part of the pouring basin or part of the runner, or it is part of the mold cavity because it is separated from everything. So what's the purpose of this part? So what I'm talking about is this part. So what's the purpose of this part? So this is actually like a reservoir. So what it does is that it will supply excess material to the mold cavity. So whenever the molten metal is being solidified, it will shrink because when liquid is solidifying into solid, it will always shrink. So what happens is that it may become smaller than we designed. So to prevent that, what we do is excess material will be available here. It will get supplied to the mold cavity so that it is completely filled during the solidification process so that we get a full size casting. So I would like to give a thought for you. So imagine we already established that when liquid solidifies to solid, it shrinks in its size. So we started with the dumbbell example. I need a 2 kg dumbbell. So what I do is I take a dumbbell which already I have. I use it as a pattern. I make the casting. So once the casting is finished, question for you is, will it be of the same size as that of the 2 kg dumbbell I intended to replicate, or will it be smaller in size? Hope you understand my question. My question is, will it be of the same size as my original dumbbell or pattern, or will it be smaller in size? So thought for you. Think over it. We will discuss in the physical class. So now we'll move on to the next type of casting. So what we saw is sand casting. So now there are many types of casting. There is sand casting, there is investment casting, ceramic casting, pressure die casting, centrifugal casting. So there are numerous types of casting. So we'll just see another variation of sand casting. Here also sand is used, but not in a typical sense. So what we do is, the pattern here is actually made up of wax. So in your normal sand casting, pattern will be either made of wood, plastic, metal, anything like that. But here specifically, the pattern will be made of either plastic or wax. So what's the common trait between plastic and wax? So they have low melting point. So keep that in mind. So what you have to notice, this is my actual pattern. So this is what I would like to replicate. And then what I'm doing is I'm mounting it over something like this. So I am, imagine this is wax. What I will do is I will use wax to stick it to the tube structure like this. So I am totally having 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 parts are actually stuck to this tube. So then what I will do is I will dip it, as you can see here, I will dip it in a investment slurry. So this is actually a slurry, investment slurry. So what is an investment slurry is that it's actually a mixture of sand and water along with some additives. So it will be in a colloidal form. It's neither solid nor liquid. It will be in a semi-solid form. So what I will do is I will dip the, so this is the thing. So I will dip this second part into it again and again. So if you see the part here, once the slurry is hardened, it becomes like this. And this thickness is what I'm worried about. So if I need more thick parts, then what I will do, I have to dip it again and again. Imagine this. This is like your chicken recipe. So what you know, if you need strong crust, what you have to do, you have to dip it in the batter again and again. Then you will get a then you will get a crispy shell. If you dip it in the batter once and you fry it, then you will get a what you can say, you can get a cooked chicken but not crispy chicken. If you need crispy chicken, you have to dip it again and again. 2 to 3 times you will dip. So that's what happens here. If you dip it again and again, the thickness of this sand will increase. So depending upon the thickness which I need, I can dip it again and again. So once it solidifies, what I will do is I will place it in an oven. So what happens when I place it in oven and heat it? Since inside it is a wax, it will melt off automatically. So what you will get? You will actually get your mold cavity. So here the mold cavity is in this shape. So then what I will do? I will pour my molten metal inside and I will break it. So then I can actually get a nice cup like this. In a single shot, I can get 1, 2, 3, 4 cups. So that's the advantage of this investment casting. I can cast multiple parts as well as I can cast complicated shapes. So this is just a variation of sand casting. Thank you, students. We'll see you in the next lecture.